Sabu, wrestling's hardcore pioneer and the legacy he leaves behind. The wrestling world is mourning the loss of a true icon, Terrance Michael Brunk, better known by fans across the globe as Sabu. On May 11, 2025, the legendary highflyer and hardcore wrestling innovator passed away at the age of 60, leaving behind a career that spanned more than 40 years and redefined the boundaries of professional wrestling. Revered for his fearless and often brutal in-ring style, Sabu was a trailblazer who helped pioneer a subgenre of wrestling known as hardcore, bringing barbed wire, tables, and chaos into the spotlight. Nicknamed the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac, Sabu captured the imagination of fans with his relentless energy, high-risk maneuvers, and complete disregard for his own safety in the ring. While he may not have always performed under the bright lights of the WWE's main stage, his impact on the industry is undeniable. His name is forever etched in the history of ECW and independent wrestling circuits, and his contributions shaped the landscape for countless wrestlers who followed in his blood-stained footsteps. Early life and wrestling lineage. Terrance Michael Brunk was born on December 12, 1964, in Staten Island, New York, and was raised in Michigan. His journey into the wrestling world was almost inevitable. He came from wrestling royalty. His uncle was none other than Ed, the Sheik, Farhat, a legendary wrestler and promoter who made his name as one of the most feared villains in the sport during the 20th century. Brunk began training under the Sheik's rigorous and often painful guidance, absorbing not just the techniques of wrestling but also its theatrical brutality. Inspired by Indian-American actor Sabu Dastager, an action film star from the mid-20th century, Brunk adopted Sabu as his ring name. It was a fitting choice. Just as the original Sabu was known for his bold roles in exotic tales, Terry Brunk would go on to carve out his own legend in the wild, unpredictable world of hardcore wrestling. Personal life and struggles. Behind the curtain, Sabu's life was as dramatic as his wrestling persona. In the mid-2010s, he began a relationship with fellow wrestler and fitness model Melissa Coates. Known affectionately in the wrestling circuit as Super Genie, Melissa was more than just a romantic partner. She was also his in-ring valet and closest confidant. Their bond was evident during appearances and signings, and fans admired their chemistry both inside and outside the ring. Sadly, Melissa Coates passed away on June 23, 2021, due to complications related to COVID-19. Her death was a devastating blow to Sabu, who publicly mourned her loss and frequently honored her memory in interviews and on social media. In 2016, Sabu also joined several former WWE wrestlers in a class-action lawsuit against the company. The lawsuit claimed WWE failed to protect its performers from long-term neurological damage. Although the case was dismissed in 2018, it brought attention to the lingering health consequences faced by many wrestlers who sacrificed their bodies for decades. The legacy of a hardcore icon. Sabu didn't just perform hardcore wrestling, he defined it. His willingness to endure physical punishment, his unique blend of martial arts-inspired moves and high-risk aerials, and his raw, unfiltered style helped mold the extreme wrestling genre. Many modern wrestlers, from independent stars to AEW's deathmatch specialists, cite Sabu as a key influence in their careers. He was ranked number 5 in Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Top 500 Wrestlers in 1995, a rare honor for someone outside the WWE spotlight. In 2009, he was inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame, and in 2024, just a year before his death, he entered the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame. These accolades reflect a legacy built not on mainstream glamour, but on grit, sacrifice, and an unwavering passion for the sport. Net worth and final years. At the time of his passing, Sabu's net worth was estimated between $1 million and $2 million. While he didn't attain the immense wealth of WWE megastars, he sustained a respectable career through decades of appearances, international matches, independent bookings, and merchandise sales. His cult status and loyal fanbase meant that wherever Sabu went, ticket sales followed. He officially retired in early 2025 after a farewell match against Joey Janela on April 18, a passing of the torch to a new generation of Daredevil performers. The match was widely viewed as a celebration of his extraordinary journey. Cause of death and tributes. Sabu's death came just weeks after his retirement. The official cause of death has not been publicly disclosed at this time. However, the wrestling community has responded with an overwhelming wave of tributes. Wrestling legends, current stars, fans, and entire promotions such as ECW, Impact Wrestling, and WWE have all paid their respects to a man who gave everything for the love of wrestling. A career forged in fire, tables, and barbed wire. Sabu made his professional wrestling debut in 1985 and quickly stood out for his wild, daredevil persona. He rejected traditional in-ring styles in favor of something more dangerous and chaotic. Often seen leaping off ropes with reckless abandon or diving through tables laced with barbed wire, Sabu became synonymous with pain tolerance and unpredictability. His career skyrocketed in Japan with Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, FMW, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, two promotions known for their violent and experimental matches. These international stints not only polished his ring skills but also broadened his appeal across continents. In Japan, he earned a cult following for his intense matches, particularly those involving barbed wire ropes instead of traditional ring ropes, an image that would become iconic in hardcore wrestling lore. However, it was in the United States, under Extreme Championship Wrestling (ECW), in the 1990s, that Sabu truly solidified his legacy. ECW, helmed by Paul Heyman, was the perfect stage for Sabu's anarchic style. There, he won the ECW World Heavyweight Championship twice, the ECW World Television Championship once, and the ECW World Tag Team Championship 3 times. His feuds with the likes of Taz, Shane Douglas, and Rob Van Dam helped ECW carve out its own niche in a wrestling world dominated by WWF and WCW. One of Sabu's most memorable moments came when he wrestled despite suffering a broken jaw, stitching it up himself with athletic tape before continuing the match. This commitment to his craft became a defining trait and an inspiration to countless wrestlers who admired his unbreakable spirit. Sabu's journey also took him through World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Though his stints in these promotions were shorter, he introduced his hardcore style to a much larger audience. In WWE, he was part of the rebranded ECW division and made a high-profile appearance at WrestleMania 23, continuing to deliver high-impact performances even into his 40s. Conclusion: a legend forever remembered. Sabu's passing signifies more than just the end of a career. It represents the closing of a chapter in wrestling history. He was a symbol of resilience, passion, and rebellion. He broke the mold, bled for the crowd, and changed how wrestling could be performed and perceived. He wasn't just part of hardcore wrestling, he was hardcore wrestling. Though he may be gone, the spirit of Sabu lives on in every chair shot, every table crash, and every young wrestler who dares to take flight off the top rope without fear. His legend will forever echo in the chants of loyal fans and in the hearts of those who believe that wrestling should always be wild, unpredictable, and a little bit dangerous. Rest in peace, Sabu. Your madness was our inspiration.